everybody, welcome back to SVHandmades. So this is the continuation of my previous video of unboxing that we did with BEEBEECRAFT. So you might be knowing the details that I entered into a cooperation with BEEBEECRAFTS, and I'm going to do a tutorial for them. So if you guys are interested doing this kind of cooperation, so you can look out for my previous video of unboxing, and then you can get more details on to how to go about this. Okay, so let's get started. So this was the beads that I got from BEEBEECRAFT. So this is the dragon bean agates. Okay, these are really very pretty, bluish gray combination. The beads are every bead is not of the same color. You might see the gray blue tint and also the black lines going through them. Okay, so I have already cut open the bead strand and I've arranged them on my bead tray here. I also have this handmade bead from my stash. This is a polymer clay handmade bead. So I thought this would make a contrast with this blue color. It will give a good pop. So we'll use this up. And we need a clasp. So I have a clasp here with these jump rings. It comes as a set. So I have already removed the jump ring because we are going to start our bead strand with this. So this is the clasp. Okay, and also I have a Cabochon pendant here. The tray and the cab comes separate. I glued them on here. So I'm going to put a small video insert for you to show how I glued this. Okay, so we have a matching earring too. So use a very tiny amount of E6000 here. Spread it around the tray. Okay. I'm going to put some in here too. Let me close the lid off. And now take a commission here and then just place it on the tray. Earring ones too. And these are our cute little earrings. So everything comes separate. The earring finding is separate, and then we glue the cab onto the tray or the base. Okay, so usually the traditional necklaces we keep doing with the regular oxidized pendant. So this time I thought of doing a different one with a Cabochon pendant, since this has a good match of color, I thought, and very contemporary. And our spring is coming up, so I thought some floral design would be better. So let's put the pendant aside. Also, I'm going to use some silver colored seed beads here. So these are 11 O's, tiny silver beads. So I'm going to use these to space out the beads, the actual blue dragon vine beads. I also have here bead stoppers. So those of you who don't know what a bead stopper is, this is really helpful to stop our beads from falling out before we actually finish the strand. So we'll see how to use these. So these are really helpful for stringing. We have these wire guardian. So this is also very helpful in jewelry making. So without these, we can do without these, but if you want your jewelry to last longer, it's always better you use the wire guardian, so that the jewelry wire don't keep rubbing against the jump ring and it tends to get cut. So to avoid that, if we use this, our jewelry will last longer. And yeah, and then apart from that, we will be using jump rings and also some crimp beads and crimp cover. So as we do it, I'm going to show you how they look and how we are going to use them. Okay, so let's get started. So here is my tiger tail, or the jewelry wire that I got from BEEBEECRAFT again. So I'll put the product links in my description box. You can just check them out. So it's a set of three different sizes actually from BEEBEECRAFTs. So you need to since I'm going to use seed beads here, so before you start your work, you have to make sure your wire goes 2 times into the seed bead, because when we are going to end the jewelry, we're actually going to pass through the seed bead a second time. So make sure your wire goes through them. So I take few seed beads here, pass it through a few, okay, and now let me see if my wire can go through back into it. So before you start making, you can actually check this out. Yes, mine does go, so I am okay with this jewelry wire. So in case if it doesn't go, then you have to change the thickness of your wires. So if you're having just one wire with you, then it's good, you don't have to do much checking. But now that I've got 3 different sizes of jewelry wire from BEEBEECRAFT, now I have to make sure that they go in. So this wire is much thicker than the one I'm using right here. So it's always better to check before you start your project. Okay, so first we start with the jump ring that came with the clasp. Okay, so we will lock one side and then we will start our work. So, or we can even do it at the end, not a big deal. You can just start and then we will. So first we start stringing the dragon vein agates. So I'm thinking of using 1 agate and then 1 seed bead. So you will see the difference here. When you look at the beads plain, then it pops up more when you put those seed beads in between, right? So I knew this would work, so we can give a try like this. So whenever you're doing single color beads, you can always add a silver bead in between. A tiny one will do. It'll give a nice pop of the color. Okay, so I'm going to string quickly one side and then show you how to put in the pendant. Okay, so I finished stringing this part. So here do you see I've put this bead stopper here. So you just press on these 2 ears that's given. So you just press on them and the spring is going to open up. Put your string in and then leave it. So this is going to stop your beads from falling out. So count your beads exactly, divide them for the 2 sides of your necklace. So I finished stringing my beads for one side. Now let's see how to put the pendant part here. So before that we need our bail that I'm going to use. So we'll use this bail here. So put that in. Then we are going to continue to use a jump ring, and then we can attach this to the bail. So for now you can put this in, but if you have a pendant like this and you have to attach it, so you have to plan it beforehand and then put your bail in between for you to attach this pendant later on. Now again we'll continue to oh sorry, I had planned to put this bead in here, so let me remove this and put one of my polymer clay bead. So I was just checking if it would go in. Yes, so that's too tiny, so I'm just going to put this directly in here and then put my bail. Okay, now my next polymer clay bead goes in here. Okay, then we'll continue to string our agates. Okay, so we are done stringing our beads in. Now we'll see how to finish up this jewelry. So now we are going to need our crimps. So let me pick up some silver colored crimps here. So if you're going to use a crimp cover, it doesn't matter which color you use. But if you're not going to use crimp covers, then it's always better to take up a matching color. Okay, so I have 4 in here. So we'll do the... So first let's take 2 crimp beads. Okay, and then we will take our bigger jump ring that we got along with our clasp. So I'm going to take that one here. And we need our wire guardian. So this wire guardian has channels can you see there is a channel here through which the wire goes inside. So we are going to put our wire through into these holes. We have got a tube like stuff here, so I'm going to push through here, and then the wire sits on the channel like this, and then you have to take it through the hole on the other side. So this protects our wire from rubbing against the jump ring. Now the jump ring goes inside this wire guardian, the loop of the wire guardian. You see this? So the jump ring has to go inside. Okay, now, oops, I made a mistake. I had to add seed beads to extend my necklace length. So I'm going to put in here about 15 beads. Okay, that's how I've increased my length. Okay, so I have put in 20 beads here. Now I put my crimps back in. And then goes our jump ring. And then our wire guardian. So you can push the wire through the loop here, and then it has to go again through the other side of the hole. So the wire guardian, the wire sits on the channel of the finding here. Then you have to push this. So before we push this into the crimp bead, let's bring this jump ring into the loop of the wire guardian. So can you see that? The jump ring goes right in there. So this wire, the tail piece, this has to go into the crimp. So bring it flush, very near to the wire guardian. You can slightly squeeze the wire guardian if you need to. Make sure the jump ring is in there. Now we will use our tool, our crimping pliers, and go over the crimp bead. The crimping plier has two notches here. So the second one makes the V notch, the first one makes it a rounded shape. So first we are going to use the notched one to crimp our beads. So you will see the crimp has been flattened with a V notch in the middle. So we will do the same thing to the second crimp bead as well. Now both of them are crimped. To make it extra safe, I'm going to turn it 90 degrees. And then move on to the front side, the rounded portion of the crimping plier, and then at a 90 degree you can give a press. Okay, so now it has come together, both the sides. Now go in again with your round nose plier and give a tight squeeze to make that extra safety. Now it's all tight, there is no movement. The crimp beads are nice and flush with the wire and the wire guarding. There is no gaps anywhere. Now we are going to move our seed beads into this. So we already put in 20 seed beads here. So I'm going to move all of these into this double wire now. So depending on your wire thickness, you might need a little bit of effort to push the second wire into your beads. So I have put in all my beads in here now. So push them to the corner. Then you will have some extra beads. You can just tuck a tiny bit into your agates also, and then slip the remaining off. So I'll try to put just one or two. Okay, so we can snip the remaining off here. And then continue moving the beads to the other end. So I pushed all the beads to the side. Make sure there is no gap, no wires peeking through. Everything is perfect. And now we are going to finish up the other side. I can remove the bead stopper off from here. So the same process we are going to do on the other side too. Put in 2 crimp beads. And a jump ring. Now we can use ordinary jump ring because we are going to use this clasp on the other side. So I can use a normal closed jump ring. This doesn't have any split. So you can use a normal jump ring here. So hope you know the difference between a closed jump ring and a split one. This is a split jump ring which you can open up with your pliers. This one cannot be opened up. They are closed jump rings. So I'm going to use this and then a wire guardian. Now on the other side, we need not worry about the extra wires because it's going to be at the end. But now we are going to push all the way to the bead. So loop it through the crimp bead. And make sure your jump ring is in the loop before you do that. Okay, my jump ring is in there, and now let me loop this into the crimp bead. Okay, now you have to, so can you see? Now you see that so much wires are extra, so I have to push. Now you can just pull the wire this way. Hold on to the jewelry guardian. Okay, now we have finished finishing up the necklace here. So I have the other side also. I have crimped it and tucked the remaining wire inside. Now we'll use our crimp bead to cover up the this side also. So the same way, make sure the crimp bead sits inside the crimp cover. Sorry. And then using your crimping pliers. Try to squeeze that in. So you have to choose the right side of the cover so that the crimps fit inside of the covers. There are different sizes available in the market, so choose the cover according to your crimp size. Okay, so now this is ready here. Now let's attach our pendant. So for that we need to have an open jump ring. Connect the open jump ring to the pendant and then connect it to your bead. Just going to go over the side and give it a squeeze again so there are no gaps. Okay, now we are going to attach our clasp. So the bigger jump ring goes on one side. This is the side that we are going to use to remove often, and then the smaller jump ring on one side. So we can keep the smaller jump ring side closed, so we're not going to open that up. Only the bigger side we are going to remove and close. The hook itself looks very pretty and floral here, and so now our necklace is ready. And that's our earrings. Let me put these away for you and put only the necklace on the table so you can see how the end product looks like. Okay, hope you like my necklace done here. So stay tuned with our channel to see my next tutorial, which is going to be the pearl knotting. So that's something different in jewelry making. It's not like stringing it, it's knotting. So I'm going to show you how to make pearl knotting in my next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. Bye.